Let's get started here, my friend. Welcome to the Vectorize. My name is Jonathan. If you don't know me, I'm Illustrator and I use Affinity Designer, and I teach a lot of people to use Affinity Designer. And I decided to release a very awesome content that's gonna speed up much more your process using Affinity Designer. Okay, so you guys will be able to download, and this tutorial here that I want to bring, of course, is gonna be dedicated to teach you the basic commands that will help you a lot. All right, so as well, if you want to have in case that you are joining on the club here on the Vectorize club, you will be able to access here my courses, access your login. Okay, of course, if you don't know what's the Vectorize club, you can join there to get access to many and hundreds of tutorials that we did, ABC Affinity course, exercise, upcoming live streamings, resource materials that is here. Okay, the keyboard is going to be available here, shortcuts 2x. You can click over here and download the upcoming versions that I'm going to release, and I'm going to update you guys about the new versions. Okay, so let's get started here, my friends, about how you guys can import this. The first thing that you need to do, it's very easy, right? After you download this content, you need to go to here, edit, preference, and then go to keyboard shortcuts and then load. You're gonna click on the file that is called Vectorize shortcut. Okay, but of course here I have the Windows, so you guys can download by clicking, according to your system operation. But that case, I need to release for Mac yet, if you are a Mac user. Okay, so send me an email because I'll be able to update you about, hey guys, I've uploaded the Mac version. Okay, so after you load, everything will be changed. All right, everything will be changed to these commands that you're gonna see right now. So guys, to start this in a way that you guys will understand how it works, look at this. I will show you how you can navigate very easily like I do. Okay, two tools that you need to navigate. It is the space and Z. I will explain why. If I press space, I can click and then pan my view, or I can hold the middle mouse button and then pan my view as well. You can move like this or press space, the way that I use. If you want to zoom, it is by pressing Z. Okay, so I'll do this a lot. If you click and drag to left, it's gonna do this. If I drag more to right, it's gonna zoom. Left is gonna zoom out. Press space, and then this is the way that you focus on. Or space to navigate, you just need to do this. Okay, that's why I do it in a fast way, because of this here. Just a quick way to explain how you can focus in an object. Let's say that you are navigating, you are very beginner, so you have a lot of things going on. If you press F, select the subject, press F1, what's gonna happen is gonna focus. If you press F2, it's gonna zoom 100 to 100%. If you select here on the layer, let's say, okay, I have a lot of layers, select what you want to zoom and then press F1. Boom, it's gonna select everything here because I've selected the artboard. Let's say that I want to focus on the star. Select the star, press F1, boom. Okay, I'm going to try to explain now each one of these tools. Okay, starting here on the top. Because if I try to explain everything here, it's gonna be very confused, so I will try to follow here this map. So ask, if you click ask, it's gonna cancel, right? Ask is made to cancel. If you are selecting anything, press ask. I have here this example. If I press ask, it's gonna unselect. If I press and select this by holding Ctrl and click, it's gonna select. Press F1, it's gonna zoom. If you press F2, it's gonna zoom out to 100%, like here. If you press F5, look at this. If you press F5, it's gonna turn on the wireframe mode, which is very good to use for mockups. If you are designing, I really like to use this mode just to have a clean vision about what's going on the wireframe. So if you press F5, you will turn on and turn off. Okay. So as you guys can see, very simple until now. If you press this button above the tab, in my case here using this keyboard and Windows, if I press here, it's gonna enable the snapping. Okay, if I press turn on, turn off. This is important because let's say that you are doing this, and then if you enable, you will be able to snap this. If you don't want to snap, you just turn off. That's it. Okay, if you press 1 or 2 or 4, it's gonna turn on the opacity. Let's say that you want to set to 50, it's gonna make it as 50% of opacity. Make sure to keep the layer selected, and then 5 and 0, 50. If you want to enable to 100%, 1, 0, 0. If you want to enable to 20%, 2, 0. Simple like that. So the numbers works in that way. Now if you press tab, it's gonna toggle the screen, the full screen. Okay, as you guys can see, I'm showing you one by one. All right, but you can follow here the line. All right, let's say that you start here in tab, key, W, etc. And now we are going to explore here these lines here, this row. If you press tab, it's gonna toggle the screen. If you press key, you know, I think it's key. If you press key, it's gonna, not key, a Q. I don't know how to pronounce, sorry, I'm from Brazil, so I don't know how to pronounce key because it is different pronunciation. If I press key, it's gonna do this, delete. Okay, as you guys can see, there is a trash over here. If you press W, look at this, guys, it's very important. W is gonna select next. How it's work? Let's say that you are doing this design over here. Okay, can you see that we have a lot of shapes? So if I press W, it's gonna select what is above of that layer. So I can switch here between the layers. Okay, simple like that. I like to do this a lot because I can select what is next. So W and S will do that. I did that. Think about, you know, when you are playing video games. If you press W, it's gonna forward. If you press S, it's gonna, you know, back. And E is gonna enable the contour tool. Just press E, and then you can enable the contour tool to make strokes. If you press R, it's gonna enable what? Rectangle. R of rectangle. If you press T of text, it's gonna enable what? The text. If you press somehow, let's say the Shift T, is gonna cycle to the another tool that's called Frame Text tool. This is happening because of this instruction that I did here on the preferences. Okay, you can use here on the preferences and enable this option here the same way like I have enabled. Use the Shift key to cycle to groups. Okay, and now guys, you're gonna see how to use this transparency tool that is here. Okay, the Y. If you press Y, it's gonna enable what? If you go over the mouse, you're gonna see, all right, in case that you are forgetting in which hotkeys is. Y, it is the transparency tool. Select and transparency. Okay, simple like that. I hope that I'm, you know, getting easier to you. If you press U, it's gonna unlock, but it's gonna unlock after you lock something. We're gonna cover this about later. If you press I, it's gonna use the color picker. All right, so if you are doing this, select this and press I and click in this object, it's gonna grab the color from there and apply to here. Simple like that. If you press A, it's gonna use the node tool. It's very important, right? Node tool I use a lot. Let's say you are drawing this shape and then press A, it's gonna use the node tool. I use this a lot to, you know, manipulate and use curves. Again, if you use S, it's gonna select what is below. Okay, like this, which is very awesome. I like this a lot. If you press D, think like that. D of drawing. D of drawing means pencil tool. So instead of use N, I don't use N for drawing. I don't know why I think to, you know, apply this as N. I don't use this. So I've custom this a long times ago. So D of drawing is gonna do what? The pencil tool, my friend, the pencil tool. Okay, leave the like if you're enjoying, please, it means a lot. Again, D of drawing is gonna use the pencil tool. If you use F, is gonna use what? Think like forms. F of form is gonna use the pen tool. Why I'm using the F instead of P? Because, my friend, I need to tell you, my friend, because I really don't want to press P over here because I use a lot the pen tool. I don't want to cross my hand until here. I like to use my F. Okay, that's why, my friend, I like to use on the F. Form. Think like form. Okay, if you press G, it is going to the Fill tool. Fill tool, what is the fill tool? It is the way that you apply the gradient, okay, the color gradient. So look at this, simple like that. Okay, no structure at all, my friend. If you press 8, I think it's high. My friend, I'm very bad of vocabulary in English, so I apologize. If you press 8, it's gonna hide this. Okay, look at this icon, 8, and then 8. If you want to enable back, press Ctrl and 8 is gonna enable, turn on. 8 turn off, and Ctrl 8 turn on. Okay, try this and you see there's a nice that shows that it's gonna hide. All right, to hide, Ctrl 8, simple like that. Here on the J is gonna do what? Let's put that you are drawing like this and this shape. The J is gonna do the join. Let's say that you want to select these two nodes, and if you click here, instead of going on here and click join curves, you're gonna press J of join curves. Click here, select two nodes and join curves. There you go. Join curves. There you go. This is very nice because you can basically, let's say that you have this shapes here, right, like this, and if you press A, both selected, and then select this node, J is gonna what? Merge this node. This is very awesome, right? This is very awesome, my friend. I'm releasing this for you. Okay, I did this especially for you and for me as well. So look at this. K, now it's correct, right? K is gonna do the group with K. This is very good because let's suppose that you did this image and I want to group, and press K, and then there you go. You're gonna do this. I use this a lot, in case that I get some screenshots, and then I simply press K to group. L, we will do what? We will do the lock. L of lock. So you are using here, and then press L, it's gonna lock. You guys will see the icon over here, right? Lock. Just to let you know, in case that you want to rush this and want to skip this video to watch later, you guys can see here this custom map, because let's say that you are using Mac and you want to edit to yourself already. You can follow these hotkeys. Of course, you need to set up everything here manually on the preferences, but I hope to upload this as soon as I can. Just to let you know, alright, that you have the custom map that you can see each one of my shortcuts. I did this map, and I'm sure that it's gonna help you 100% with that as well, right? In case that you are feeling, oh my gosh, I'm feeling too lost in these hotkeys. Don't worry, my friend, I'm here to help you. Okay, yeah, this is Vectorize, my friend. So L, it is lock, and if you press, look at this, L, lock, right? Lock. I cannot move because it's locked, but instead you need to select this. You need to select on the curve on the panel. You're gonna see the lock, and press U to unlock. Okay, L to lock and U to unlock. Simple like that. The Z, what is Z? Z, it is the zoom, right? It is the zoom. If you press X, it's gonna switch here this icon, right? Let's say that you are focusing to change the color of the fill mode. I'm changing the fill mode. If I press X, it's gonna switch to the stroke, and then I can apply what? The color of the stroke. Later, of course, I'm gonna show you how you guys can do this. Okay, by in my case, Alt and X. We're not still on the modifiers command, my friend. Okay, C is gonna do what? The contour tool. Contour tool, like this. I use this a lot as well. Very important hotkey. C, contour tool. V, as you guys may know, is the move tool. Click to move. Move V. So think like this pronunciation. C of corner, V of movie, B of what? Brush, vector brush. Just to let you know that this B is not the paint brush of the raster brush. Alright, the raster brush is not available yet. I'm gonna release on the Vectorize Club later when I get the time. So B is gonna enable the vector brush, and then you can enable here. Okay, and later I'm gonna show you how you guys can do this. Look, if I press Shift and Z I'm taking advantage to show you. Shift Z to small the brush stroke, and Shift X to size up, Shift Z to size down, Shift Z X to up. Okay, simple like that, and then you can draw. Okay, N is gonna select what? The archboard. Archboard is nice, it's good because you can manage to create, you know, screens, and I use this a lot. All these screens were created with archboards. M, it is about the images. So press here, and then you're gonna see here the images can be simply imported. All right. Here in this icon, I don't use this a lot, but I'll leave here. This is the comma. It's comma, I don't know, but you can enable the split screen. Okay, so basically guys, you can reach over here everything that we saw until now. Okay, and the space to, you know, to pan, and then the out to color picker. The color picker, press I, and then as you guys can see, that's case without you are drawing, let's say like this. If you press hold out and click, it's gonna do this. Okay, it's gonna grab the color picker from where your mouse is located. Okay, like this. And then if I release the mouse, it's gonna bring over here. Okay, you are drawing, and then hold out and then select this color, and then it's gonna bring the color picker. Okay, without. It's very important. So as you guys can see, we did already all the base commands for the designer persona using this shortcut. That is very awesome. Remember that you guys can download and import this very easily. I hope that you guys have learned a lot until now. Okay, we're gonna cover now about other skills in soon. Look, you guys, also you can see here how each tool of mine is located. All right, so I hope that you guys will get used a lot with this basic command. So guys, back on here, we're gonna talk about the modify controls command. This is focused when you use control, when control is on hold. Okay, if you press control, you can use these tools here, and I'm gonna show you each one of them. I will start with these ones, that it is the control 1 2 3 4 5. So I left here the explanation about the adjustments, the layer adjustments, because I'm getting more used to these tools, so I want to bring this to you as well. Let's suppose that you are here, you know, editing your image. If you press Ctrl 1, you will be able to enable the curves, so you can change here the lights, effect, the contrast. It's very good to change the contrast. It's very important as well to make the post-production. I use this a lot. If you press Ctrl 2, it's going to enable the color balance. It's very good to change the color balance to have a good temperature of your design. Okay, so you can test and see how the color balance can change a lot your design. Ctrl 3. Remember that you guys can see here below. Okay, the hotkeys being used. Okay. All right. Ctrl 3 is going to enable the white balance. And it's important as well, if you enable this white balance, to control the temperature. All right, it's gonna be very important as well. White balance. Ctrl 4 is gonna enable the shadows and highlights. This is very important because you can let me enable this inside. Of course, you need to enable this to be inside of your subject, the layer, right? Just drag here inside, and then you guys will be able to let's say click twice in these adjustments, and then you will enable here the shadows. All right, and then highlights. I want to make the highlights higher, and then the shadows low or strong as well. Look, can you see? You can change over here, change the opacity, and so on. It's a nice way to change the shadows as well. If you press Ctrl 5, you can use the posterize. The posterize is very nice. I use this a lot to see shapes, okay, when I'm creating vectors, so you can consider to use this as well. So this was the control commands available here by pressing control and each one of these numbers. All right, so let's talk about the control with these keys. I will try to get, you know, a bit faster in this one because I don't want to take you a lot of time, but I want to be as precise as I can. If you press, let's say I'm selecting this shape here as example. It's selected. If I press Control key, it's gonna deselect. But you can use also ESC. Okay, you can use this Control key here because let's say you have a lot of shapes being selected. Control key is gonna deselect. This one that is called Select Parent. Let's say that you have a group of layers like this. I have this group of layers. If I press Ctrl W, it's gonna select what? This layer that it is his parent. So we have W to up, and then Ctrl W is gonna to his parent. Ctrl W is gonna to this group. So imagine that these areas here. Let me show you. These areas here, my friend, the W, A, S, D, and X. These areas here, it is focused entirely for arrangements, to select layers, to everything that is focused to the main tools. Okay, I hope this is very clear for you. Again, W and S, try to get used a lot to this tool. WS, Ctrl W is gonna up to his father. Let's say his father. All right, back on here. Now, if you press Ctrl E, is very important as well. Everything here is very important, my friend. If you press Ctrl E, it's gonna expand the stroke. No secret at all about this. Ctrl E, expand stroke. Ctrl R, what's gonna do? The Ctrl R, right here, right? Right here. Ctrl R is gonna rasterize. Can you see? This is a vector layer. Press Ctrl R, is gonna rasterize. It's gonna make pixel. Now it's not vector anymore. Ctrl R, pixel, rasterize. Now Ctrl T, it is the show text. Let's say useless. I don't use this a lot, so I will leave it here because it is standard for now. Ctrl Y, it is the redo. Okay, let's say Ctrl Z, you have pressed Ctrl Z to back and Ctrl Y, redo. Z to undo and Y to redo. And if you press Ctrl U, it's gonna make what? The underline. You can use this more for text. Let's say, okay, here, and I've just typed it here, here, and then if I press Ctrl U, it's gonna insert what? It's gonna enable the underline. I don't use this a lot, but you guys can use this. Ctrl I, can you see? Ctrl I is very far away from my keyboard, very far away. So what I need to do, I can't reach here. That's why I don't like to look how hard it is. So I need to release my hand just to do this. I don't like to do this, my friend. That's why I use mouse and click here on the top just to enable this thing. Okay, I don't like to use beyond of the T, because it's become hard to reach with my left hand. When I'm drawing like this, you can see I like just do this. I don't like to stop and then press. I hate this. Just to explain how my workflow works, okay, my friend? Don't get me wrong about this. Okay, Ctrl I, italic, Ctrl U, underline. Simple like that. Okay, Ctrl A. Ctrl A is gonna select all. If I press Ctrl A, it's gonna select all. Can you see? The layers all selected. If I press now Ctrl key, it's gonna Q, right? Ctrl Q, deselect. Simple like that. Ctrl S, the standard, very standard. I cannot change this. It is the save button, save. Okay, project. I use this a lot. Ctrl S. Ctrl D. Ctrl D is gonna do this. Instead of using Ctrl J, as many of you use perhaps, guys, don't use the Ctrl J to duplicate. Change this to Ctrl D. I'm gonna show you why. You have here the circle, and then you want to duplicate, right? You can just hold Alt and drag. It's gonna duplicate. But if you want to duplicate by shortcuts, Ctrl D. Can you see? Ctrl D, Ctrl D. Ctrl of what? Ctrl of duplicate, my friend. Instead of it's hard for me to press Ctrl G. Can you see here below? It's hard. Ctrl D, very close to my hands, and it's simple, right? Simple like that. I really need to ask you. I need to tell you. Affinity should make this keyboard as standard of Affinity. They would make a good job with that. I'm sure about that. I've been working all the day using Affinity. I know what is best for Affinity, my friend. I know. So continue here. Ctrl F, it is very good. It's very nice. What is the layer effects? Instead of clicking here below, you can simply just select the subject. Ctrl F is gonna enable this panel, and then you can click here. There you go. Simple like that, my friend. Ctrl F is control of layer effects. Think like that. Control effects enable only what is selected, right? Select this font, Ctrl F, and then if you apply here Gaussian blur, it's gonna apply Gaussian blur over here. Clear, right? Ctrl G. Ctrl G is gonna group. It's very good and important as well. Let's say that you have this guy. It's grouped, right? It's grouped. So I want to group this. Select them with Shift, one by one. Shift, click. Ctrl G. It's gonna group this. Okay. If you are a very beginner and you are feeling lost, please, come on, dude. Don't worry. You have all the time to watch this and repeat by yourself until you get used it. All right. Don't blame me if you can't follow me. You need to have your time to get used to it. Okay. Don't blame me, please. Okay. Look. Ctrl G is gonna group. Ctrl 8 is gonna unhide. Remember, if I press 8, it's gonna hide. Ctrl 8 unhide. Now, my friend, we're gonna see about the Ctrl Z, which is the undo. Simple like that. Ctrl Z is the standard of all softwares. Ctrl X, cut. Same thing. Okay. If you press Ctrl X, it's gonna cut. And if you press Ctrl V, it's gonna place. It's very good in case that you want to remove by placing to another place. I want to remove this and place in another place. That's fine. Ctrl X instead of Ctrl C. Ctrl C is gonna copy, right? Different from the Ctrl X. If I press Ctrl C, it's gonna keep the object on there. If I press Ctrl V, it's gonna insert other and let's say duplicate, but I'm gonna paste. And then the Ctrl X is gonna remove, but you can paste. This is the standard way to think. Ctrl B is the bold text. You're gonna use this more for text. Okay, Ctrl B is gonna bold the text. This is nice. Ctrl N is gonna create a new layer, new pixel layer. Because when I'm creating sketches, I like to create some layers. So I press Ctrl N and it's gonna create a new pixel layer. I did this to be easy for me. Okay, my friends, move on here to the Alt commands. Look, you guys, this is gonna be simple because it's more simple. The Alt commands I usually use more for personas modes, compound, and fill stroke. Simple like that. And let's get started. If I press Alt W, it's gonna switch to the raster persona. Alt E is gonna switch to export persona. Alt key is gonna export to the designer persona. If you see this, look, the sequence of key W and E is followed here. Okay, let's say that your keyboard is different. It's from Deutschland or something else. It's different. You can use this guide map. All right, this map here to adapt to yourself in your keyboards using your hands. That's fine. Okay, this is not the problem here. So the thing is to make the Alt key W and E easy to switch. So for me, it's very easy. Look, Alt W, raster, Alt key, and then it works to design persona. Simple, right? Now Alt A, S, and D. This will enable the compound. A of add, S of subtract, and D of divide. I use this a lot. All right, in my workflow. Let's say that you have these curves over here. Keep them selected because it only works with when they are selected. Keep them selected by holding Shift. If I press Alt and A, it's gonna create this compound and it's gonna make this as a single shape. If I press Alt S, it's gonna subtract. If you press that case Alt and D, is gonna divide. Okay, somehow I don't know if it is a bug, but for me, I don't want to make this as a compound. For me, I wanted to make this as, let's say, add and simple like that, you know, divide and without compound. I think it's a Affinity bug because the hotkeys, you know, on my side here in layers, you can see and see that geometry here. It is Alt A, Alt S, and Alt D. I don't use intersect and neither shore in neither these ones here. Just these three ones that I consider very important, and then I place it as Alt A, S, and D. Okay, and then finally the set fill to none. This set fill to none means that if you are selecting a layer, if you press Alt Z, it's gonna set the fill, you know, the one that is selected, to none. Let's say empty. It's very good because let's say, okay, I want to just remove. Instead of clicking here, just press Alt Z. It's gonna remove. If you press Alt X, it's gonna switch. All right. Think like this. We have the pink guy here, the stroke pink. I'm gonna switch. Alt X. Look. All right. I hope that you are enjoying a lot this tutorial. So leave the like for enjoying this tutorial and comment here what you are thinking. And if you have any questions, please just let me know. Okay. Okay. Just continue here. I'm using mouse, and I want to let you know that I use the shortcuts over here as well. Okay. One that I see very important is to change the brush size. I'm gonna show you how it works. To get back on here, guys, look at this on the tip. It is about Control Alt and left click while using the brush. Let's say you are using the vector brush. Control Command and drag is gonna resize. Can you see? It's resizing. Nice, isn't it? So think like that. You are drawing. This works as well for pencil tool. Okay, Control Alt and click and drag. Look, it is changing the brush stroke. And also another way to change it is by holding Shift. Press X to. In that case, it is not doing that. I need to do this with the vector brush. Okay. Oh look. Shift Z is gonna width it. Shift X is gonna make this bigger. It doesn't work with the pencil tool because as far as I saw here in shortcuts, if we go here, there's no pencil tool. I don't know why Affinity is a bit weak, you know, with shortcuts. They don't show a lot of, you know, things over here. I hope they will improve this later. I don't know why, but I tried to manage to make this very simplified for me. So let's say you are using one of my vector brushes. If you don't know my vector brush, you can download on the Road a lot of nice and awesome vector brushes. Just to enable here a quick example. Let's say that you are working. I'm gonna enable here the vector brush panels. Okay, you need to import, of course. And let's say that you want to make a shading over this guy here that we have as an example, right? So you're gonna press B. Remember B of vector brush, right? Select the master vector brush that you can download on my Road. Click here on John Candy Master, make it as white. And then of course you're gonna see how you can use the search side. I'll enable this manually here on top, and then resize the brush and then draw. I'm using mouse. I need to draw this inside of the beak. Look at this, nice, good. I have an outline here. I'm gonna just disable this to not mess up here. Look again, B, and then there you go. Can you see? So guys, you can enable this option over here the same way like I use on here. Edit, preferences, and go to the use interface. Here on tools, okay, and enable the same way like I use high precision, automatic, use scrubby zoom, using mouse wheel. Why I'm enable this? Because you can use the rotation without and scroll wheel, because you can do this. Okay, and there you go, you can rotate your screen by doing that. Okay, that's it for the mouse shortcuts if you want to use. Okay, and just to let you know that you can get update of the shortcuts on the Vectorize Club in case, you know, let's say that Affinity will release the upcoming versions, Affinity 2.0. I will update, but on the Vectorize Club. Okay. So guys, I want to let you know that the shift command, it is used to make control. Okay, just to let you know, and to control the screen, what's happening, and also how to insert inside. To do that, look at this. For example, guys, let's say that you press, let's start here on the shift for the numbers. Shift for the numbers. Shift 1 is gonna enable the show grid. Shift 1, show grid. Shift 2, show rulers. Remember that you can just click here and drag to have rulers. Look, nice, isn't it? Rulers. Shift 3 is gonna enable what? The guides. Let's say that you did here the rulers. Boom, boom, and boom. If you press Shift 3, it's gonna disable the guides. Okay, very easy. The shift and number is used for what? Just for guidelines. Shift 1, grid. Shift 2, rulers. 3, guide. 4, Shift 4 for margins and bleed, which is used more here. You need to enable the on the document setup, and you need to enable here. Okay, the margins and the bleed. That's it. I'll look here and hit OK, and you will be able to press Shift 4, 5. Okay, you can see here. You're gonna enable these guides in case that you need as well. Okay, nice. All right, another one, it is this one that is very important. Shift key. Is key or Q? I'm bad with vocabulary in English. My apologize. Shift Q. This and E. You're gonna rotate. Okay, nice. Let's say that you are working here. Let me give you a small. Okay, I'm using here my Cintiq or the tablet, and I want to rotate because Affinity doesn't have a nice way to rotate. Unfortunately, my friend. So what you can do, it is to do this. Boom. I'm drawing like this. Let's say that you mess up your screen like this. You just need to press what? I'm gonna show you. Shift R is gonna reset. Shift R is gonna reset the rotation. You are here. Shift R is gonna reset the rotation. Before I forget, the Shift W, I'm gonna explain this later. Okay, it's gonna be very awesome. This will blow your mind. Shift A is gonna move this to outside, and this is what I want to talk about right now. Look at this, guys. These keys here move outside, back one, move inside. This can be a bit complex in the beginning, but I'm sure that you guys will get used by the time. What's gonna happen? Let's say that you have these shapes here. Let's suppose that you have this project, okay? And if you want to move this below, what do you need to do? Press Shift and press S. And okay, it's here, but I want to move below of this rectangle that it's very below. Shift S, S. I want to move up, Shift W. I want to move up, let's say that everything is messed up here. I want to move this very below. Shift S and S. Why I'm using S? Because try to remember that the Shift S means below and Shift W forward. If you are familiar with games, I think that perhaps you are familiar. W forward and S below. A left and D right. Simple like that. And it's not done yet because look at this. The Shift W is gonna move this top to top, right? But it is not moving because we have this group, right? This group. If I want to move this out, I press Shift A, and now it's outside. If I want to insert this inside of this group, what I press? I click here and drag. Oh my gosh, I cannot drag. It's hard. No, Shift D is gonna insert inside. But somehow there's a bug on Affinity that I don't know why this happens. But I'm trying. Oh, look where my my object appears. It's here. I don't know. I need to report this to the forum. Yeah, my friend. I'm not afraid to tell you, that we do have Affinity bugs as well during these streams. So look at this. it is inside. Okay, if I press Shift A, it's gonna move this in top. If I press Shift D, it's gonna move inside, but somehow it's, you know, move far away. I don't know why. It's a bug. Okay, now guys, let's see about the select same stroke color and select same fill color. I left this for the Shift F and Shift G. How it works, let's say that you have these shapes here. Okay, I will change this color, let's say to blue like this, and blue like this. I want to select all the colors that is same. I will press Shift and G. It's gonna select the colors that has the same fill. Okay, and let's suppose I want to select this color that has the same color. Shift G, and then it's gonna select all the color that has the same color. You can find this hotkey over here, select same, and then I left this for the G, and for the stroke it is the Shift F. Okay, let's suppose that you have this stroke like this, stroke like this. If you press Shift F, it's gonna select always the same stroke. It's very useful, okay, to have a shortcut like this. I use this a lot as well. Now we're gonna talk about the Shift 8 and Shift V. Why I'm gonna talk about Shift 8 and V? Because the Shift 8, look at this, is gonna do this. I will select this layer, all right. Shift 8 is gonna flip horizontal, 8 of horizontal. Shift V of vertical, okay, flip vertical. You can find this hotkey over here in alignment, transform here. Shift 8 flip horizontal, Shift V flip vertical. Okay, nice. I use this a lot as well to flip my stuffs. Going down here, increase brush. You guys already saw this. This works with vector brushes like this. Shift Z and Shift X. Convert to curve. This is very important. If you press Shift C, it's gonna convert this to curve. Let's put that you have a shape and we want to convert to curves. Shift C. Shift C is gonna convert this to curves if you want to change. It's a primary shape that we got over here in this star, right? Shift C is gonna convert this to curves. Nice, isn't it? And again, this is the simple ways that you guys can get these ones. This is more advanced, right? Using the Shift, I'd say it is a bit more advanced users. But as soon as you get to use it, let's say you are beginning right now to use Affinity, I'd say that if you get more used to these hotkeys, you get familiar and you will be able to learn faster. I'm sure about that. Now guys, we're gonna talk about the modifiers that is focused on insert. The Control Shift, and you need to use for insert things behind, inside, etc. I'm gonna show you in a very simple way as much as I can. How it works, let's say that you are creating these shapes here. If you want to insert inside, you just need to press Ctrl, Shift, and D. It's gonna enable this option over here. And then you can draw, and then you can change the color. Simple like that. If you want to insert this below, Ctrl, Shift, and A, and then draw below. If you want to insert above, Ctrl, Shift, and S, and draw. It's gonna insert this on top of it. So yeah, you're gonna use this a lot by, let's say, creating a shape. I will change this color here for now. Let's say this, Ctrl Shift D, and then draw a shape and change the color like this. It is inside, okay? I use this a lot in my design. I just want to let you know about that. The Ctrl Shift and V is gonna paste style. How does this work? Let's say that you have this this layer here. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm going just to Ctrl Shift and V. It's gonna paste style. It's gonna copy even the layer effects that is here. Even if you, let's say, want to copy these properties, Ctrl C, and I want to paste in this circle here, Ctrl Shift and V. It's gonna copy these colors, width, size, everything, and paste style. Okay, it's gonna copy that style and paste to other one. That's why we have applied to the Ctrl Shift and V. The paste effect is gonna just paste the effect let's say that you have this effect that's here. All right, remember, Control F, outer glow and outline. I'm gonna copy this, and then I want to apply the effects in this guy here. Control Shift and F is gonna apply what, my friend? The layer effects. Simple like that. This case is very simple, right? I don't want to see you guys using, in my case, I don't like to use a lot of fingers just to press this keys. So that case, this is the far that we can go with it. Now guys, it's the last one. I promise you. I know that this can be, very tired. Even me here explain everything here, boom, 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 all the time, blowing your mind. I know that it takes time. Here, the last one, modify Alt and Shift. How this work? It is very good. It's very new. Okay, I still need to get used to it because I want to shortcut more the way that I use alignment. Okay, I need to explain how it works. Let's say that you have all these shapes over here. If I press this key here that is teaching you, I want to align this to top. What I need to do, it is to press Alt, it's selected, right? These ones. Alt, Shift, and W is gonna align to top. Nice. Control Z to undo. Just show you under the examples. Alt, Shift, and S is gonna middle. Okay. Can you see here let me just zoom more these areas here because it's the last one. Guys, look at this. If we press command, in my case here, Alt, Shift, and S is gonna middle. If you press Alt, Shift, and X, is gonna make it bottom. Of course, you guys can always read here each one of it. I've managed, to bring this to make more sense to our brain. Let's say D stop, S middle, A left, D and right, and X bottom, and Alt Shift C is gonna make the center. Okay, how it works? Let's say you are doing here, Shift Alt C is gonna make center. Nice, isn't it? These functionalities you can get over here, but to avoid to click over here, instead you can go in this way, which is very easy. I'd say that, of course, oh my gosh, it's too hard. No, because you need to get used to these hotkeys, and it's gonna be very easy for you. As well, there are others. Let's say I want to align this. Let's say in the same example, Shift Alt and A is gonna selected, align to left. Now let's align this to right. Alt Shift and D to right. So try to train this to middle, back to top, back to bottom, to middle, to center. That's it. Easy. Why? Because I did this especially to make sense in our brain, like when you are playing. There are others that is called space vertically and space horizontally. This one as well is new, and you guys remember that. Okay, John, but I want to add this in my in my hotkeys in case that you are having some bugs on there. I don't know, but you can go here and watch my shortcuts. So let's say I want to see his alignment, layer and alignment here. And then guys, you can distribute your objects by using the Alt Shift and V and Alt Shift F to distribute this by space. Let's say that you have these objects, right, like this, and then let's say, okay, I want to make this more better align it. Okay, it's simple like that. Look at this. I'm going to use and align them in the middle. Look at this. Shift, Command, and S in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to align it by space, by horizontal. I'm gonna Shift, in my case, Alt and F. Okay, I'm gonna, let's say, place here, here, here. They will change the space and align them in proportional way, like this. Can you see? Let's say that it's mess up everything here, 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 and I want to align them correctly. Okay, Shift, Command, S, Shift, Command, and F. Nice, S and F. S and F. Good. Nice. Yeah. Of course, you can get more practice with this. This will speed up a lot of your time. Of course, if you decide to use here on the toolbar, no problem at all. You can align this by buttons, but instead you can speed up more by using the hotkeys. Remember that these hotkeys are available to you. Okay, this is the free version that I released in my birthday. Basically, today is my birthday here on this YouTube channel, and yeah, I did this, this PDF, special PDF for you, so you can play around, download this thing. So I want to thank you so much. I'm a bit tired because I've been working so hard to bring these PDFs, very well explained for you. I hope that it's very well explained. And the Pro version, I want to release this alongside with the raster brushes as well. The shortcuts for raster and export persona. Perhaps in the next month. I will wait for the upcoming version of Affinity, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna release the Pro version inside of the Vectorize Club. Okay, so this is the free version, allowed only for to use with designs commands. Okay, so yeah, my friend, that you really enjoy this tutorial, and I hope that this will speed up a lot of your time. It's gonna really save you a lot of time, the same way that I've been working with a lot of projects, doing NFTs, game art. You can visit my website portfolio and see how many things that I can do with Affinity Designer. Okay, just in case that you have question about this tool, just send me a message. You can email me, you can send me a message on Telegram. Okay, yeah, I know that can be very confusing for you to see everything that I show you, but we took here, I don't know if it took 1 hour already, but in just, let's say, 1 hour, you have saw me using everything that you need to speed up your process 2x. That is the code of this lesson. Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much, mainly the Vectorize Club, for supporting this. You guys will have always the upcoming updates. I will let you know on the Telegram always when I update. For Mac users, of course, I'm gonna to upload on Greenroad as well, and also on the Vectorize Club. I will let you guys know when I receive from some of my students that has a Mac. Okay, so that's it for now. I want to thank you really so much for your time being on here, and I want to apologize for my bad pronunciations on some vocabularies. So guys, that's it for now, and yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, just send me a message, and yeah, please consider to join the club if you really enjoy this. All right, it's gonna help the community a lot. Guys, thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video, and bye bye. Take care. Have a great week. Oh my gosh, I always forget to show other screen. See you.